Well, good evening, everybody, from Upper Dauphin area tonight. The Trojans play host to the Millersburg Indians, who come into tonight's ball game with a record of 0-4. They've been unsuccessful in their first 4 tries. The Trojans, on the other hand, having picked up 1 victory and 3 defeats. The Trojans on a 1-game skid after they lost last week to the Halifax Wildcats, and tonight the Trojans will try to take advantage of that 0-4 record from Coach Maskinnis's Millersburg Indians and see if we can pick up victory number 2 on the 99 season. So it is homecoming here at UDA tonight, and the mixed octet is on the field preparing to open the ball game with the national anthem, and the Trojans, I think, is who they're waiting for. They've still got about 5 minutes or 4 minutes of game time as the Trojans make their way onto the south end of the field now. So we'll be set to have the national anthem and then get the toss of the coin and so forth as the Trojans gather up here ready to come on the field through the line that the cheerleaders have made out here. They'll be making their entrance here momentarily, and then we'll get set to go. In fact, they're going to have the national anthem first, as the fellows have taken off their helmets, and so I think the national anthem will be rendered now by the mixed octet.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Upper Dauphin Area High School mixed octet. Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's game. We want to get to the starting lineup for both teams. Starting with the visiting Millersburg Indians on offense. At quarterback, number 5, Judd Hirsch. At wide receiver, number 8, Mike Mosser. At running back, number 11, Brandon Wilson.
Well, here come your Trojans, and looks like they're pretty excited about tonight's football game, and let's see if we can keep it that way now as the Trojans coming off a big letdown last week over there at Halifax when the team thought they should have played better, but against a really, really tough Halifax Wildcat team. No taking anything away from Halifax. They're 4-0, and they certainly deserved last week's victory. Co-captains tonight for UDA, number 6, Nick Huffman, number 10, Dave Schell, and number 17, the quarterback out there is Brian Faust. So we'll be set to go here in just a moment following the toss of the coin. The field is in excellent condition. They really have taken very good care of the field here at UDA, as the Trojans have won the toss and have deferred until the second half, and that means that they will kick off to the Millersburg Indians to begin our ball game tonight. We do have some of the players' numbers here for Millersburg, and so we'll pick those guys up as we go along. It looks as though the Trojans will kick off to the north here, which means they will be defending the south goal here at UDA. So see if we can get a good one going here now, fellas, and start off good and play good all night. Okay, here's the opening kick of tonight's ball game. It's Nick Huffman kicking off for the Trojans. He'll kick it down here to the 19-yard line, where it's picked up there by number 44 of the Indians, and he'll carry it out to the 30, cross the 30 to maybe the 31. Berkey making the return for the Indians. And the Trojans will stop them right there, and so they will go on defense now as Millersburg will go on offense for the first time this evening at their own 32-yard line. Millersburg huddles it up pretty quickly here now. Quarterback back there is at number 5, Justin Hirsch. He will take a snap on a run around the left side, and he's got some good running room all the way out for a first down, enough for the first down. Stopped in there by Sean Laudenschlager making the stop for him at the end of that run, but a nice run by Justin Hirsch. And it's 1st and 10 now at the 44-yard line of Millersburg. This time Hirsch will go over center with this one. Started off with that shotgun formation the first time, but it's over the center now, and he'll hand this one off, and over the left side goes number 40, number 11, I guess it is, Brandon Wilson. And Wilson with a good run, another first down. So the Trojans, who had an awful lot of trouble last week defensively, start off with the Indians galloping for about 22 or 23 yards on their first 2 tries. So the Trojans need to really button up that defense. Hirsch at the QB. He's going to pass over the middle. It is incomplete, intended out there for Mike Mosser, but it goes as an incompletion. Defending out there was Laudenschlager again for UD, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 10 now. The ball at the just inside the 45-yard line of UD. Trojan 44, we might as well say. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Hirsch looking him over. He'll drop it back and then hands this one off on a nice handoff to number 21, and still on his feet and going all the way down here goes that Troy Etzweiler. Stopped in there by David Shell of Likens, making the stop, but yet another big first down run by those Millersburg Indians, just tearing them up out there. Well, let's see what happens here on this first down play. Now the ball at the 33-yard line of UDA. Hirsch picking it up, and then he's going to slip down out here. He'll be tagged as he went down by number 71 of UD. Loss of about 6 on the play. Bring up a 2nd down and 16. 2nd and about 16, so this time that Justin Hirsch will go back into the shotgun formation again for Millersburg. He's got it, he's looking. Now he's going to be slipping down again, so the field apparently is not in as good a shape as I might have thought. Shell in there making the stop along with 71, and not sure who 71 is, but we could find out tonight. At any rate, another loss on the play. That time is Hirsch having a problem keeping his footing out there. Ball's at the 43-yard line of UD now. It'll be 3rd down and about 20. Hirsch goes over the center again, this time for Millersburg. He hands it off. That's Etzweiler. Etzweiler to the 35, to the 30-yard line, and down to the 25-yard line. Knocked out of bounds over there by Laudenschlager and I think Kevin Motter also over there making a stop for UD. But a big gain on the play that time, picking up about 17 yards. It makes it a 4th down and about 3. So,
Brings up 4th down and about 3.
Boy, oh boy, the Trojans just giving up large gulps of yardage. Here's 11 with it, and he is going to be stopped. And I don't believe he made it. He's going to be short by about a yard, as Brandon Wilson tried to go over the left tackle spot that time, but he was stopped by the Trojans that time, who ganged up on him, and the Trojans stop him right there on the 30, about the 24-yard line, I guess it is, of UDA. So the Trojans will take over right there. Faust into the ball game for UDA. He'll be in the backfield for him tonight will be number 6 Nick Huffman and number 9 Steve Minnick. On the first play, they'll give it to Nick, and Nick is going to be dragged down for maybe a 1 or 2 yard loss. We'll see if Nick has any forward gain at all. No, they're going to make it a 2 yard loss. It'll be second down 12. Okay. 71 out there. Yeah, that's got to be Drew Hunter, 71, because he's the center. Faust wants to throw, looking, fires one down the middle. It is going to be incomplete, intended out here for Bo Laudenschlager. But it's tapped out of there by Bo Hassinger, Bo Laudenschlager just changed his name altogether. Oh, well, I knew I had a lot of letters in the back, the last name. Anyway, Bo Hassinger, of course, and good to see Bo in there. Bo was shaken up over at Halifax last week, but it's good to see Bo back in there. Pretty heavily defended out there on that pass that time, as there was 2 Indians with him. Bo split out on the near side along with Laudenschlager for the Trojans on this 3rd down and 12 play. We'll stay back a little bit here now and see what the Trojans do on his 3rd and 12. Faust looks like he wants to throw it again. Fires it down this way. He got a man out here, and it's going to be overthrown. Incomplete, intended there for Laudenschlager. But it'll bring up a 4th down. The Trojans will be forced to punt that ball away. 82 is Jason Henninger. And he gets a good snap. And the kick is out of there nicely. And it's got a hit down here at about the 40-yard line, and now roll inside down to the 36-yard line. So the Trojans will put it in, or the Indians will put it in play right there, downing the ball for UDA. Number 59, Noel, I think it is. Correction, 59 is Kyle Grape. So Kyle downs the ball there at the 36-yard line, where Millersburg will put it in play 1st and 10. Hirsch still has it, and he takes off over the left side, and boy, oh boy, big yardage down inside the 45-yard line of the Trojans. Another big gain that time. It looked like Nick Huffman might have been the man making a stop out there for UD, but big gain again, probably 15, 17 yards, something like that. No, just about 21 yards on the play. So it'll be 1st and 10, Millersburg again. Millersburg really running hard here against these Trojans so far. Here's Hirsch again with it. Hands it off over there to Etzweiler. Etzweiler will be run out of bounds over there nicely, as Kevin Motter would not let him turn it upfield. And Kevin, number 8 for UDA, doing a good job that time, keeping him from gaining more yardage than he got. He got just about 4. It'll be 2nd down and a long 6. 2nd and 6 now for Millersburg. Ball at the 39-yard line of UDA. Hirsch still has it. Takes off over the side over there, but number 57 over there, that's that Joel Miller, making a good individual tackle on him that time. Joel playing it nice that time. Saw Hirsch keep that ball and just grabbed him after a gain of about 3. It'll be 3rd down and about 3. Ball on the UD 38. Millersburg will send 2 flankers out on the near side. The I formation in the backfield for these Indians also, as Herschel handed to Etzweiler. And Etzweiler, gang tackled out there nicely that time, is coming up to make the stop for the Trojans is number 70, Bueller. And number 6 out there, Nick Huffman, on the stop for UD. Robbie Bueller in there for the first time tonight, making a good stop, making his presence known. Gain of a yard on the play. It'll bring up 4th and 2. No, 4th and 1. Make that picked up 2. It'll be 4th down and 1. 4th and 1 for Millersburg on the 35-yard line of UDA. And the keeper there is Hirsch going for the 1st down. He'll drive it to the 32-yard line. Stopped in there by Laudenschlager. And Kevin Motter, I believe, in on that stop. They're going to set the ball right on the 30-yard line of UDA, where it'll be 1st and 10, Millersburg. 6 minutes, 6 seconds left here in the first quarter. Millersburg with the greatest threat of the ball game has constantly driven it into UD territory on 2 tries now, and here they are again at the upper Dauphin 30. Hirsch this time is grabbed right at the line of scrimmage that time, so nothing doing there as the Trojans really converged on him quickly, bringing him down. In there was a whole host of Trojans. Bueller again, along with Miller and others. Grafe in on the stop. No gain on that play, 2nd down and 10. Single set in the backfield this time for Millersburg on a 2nd and 10. He's got the handoff. That's Etzweiler, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage where he's met in there head-on by Nick Huffman. And also Keeney, Bobby Keeney in there. Grafe also in on that stop. About a yard on the play, 3rd and 9. Kenny Bam Bam Batts doing the defensive signal calling out there for UD as Millersburg goes back to the I formation in the backfield. And Hirsch wants to throw. He's looking. Fires one down this side. Man is out here, and it is complete to number 14 out there, and that's that Brandon Helt making the stop for the 1st down. He got that by about 2 yards that time as a good pass from Hirsch to Helt, and good for a Millersburg 1st down. 1st and 10 Indians. Now the ball is spotted at the 17-yard line of UDA. Hirsch looking him over. He'll hand this one off there to number 11, and that's that Brandon Wilson. But not much on that as he slipped as he was trying to make the cut. Got a yard out of it, and that's all. It'll be 2nd and 9. Etzweiler lines up as a running back. Wilson, the fullback, in there for Millersburg. Handoff is to Etzweiler, and he is smothered right at the 20-yard line. Nothing doing on that one as the Trojans converged on him really quickly and threw him back for about a 3-yard loss. It'll bring up 3rd down and 12. The ball now set just inside the 20-yard line of UDA. So Trojan defense at times looks very porous, and then at other times doing some good defensive work in there. So we're looking at a 3rd down and 12 now. We'll stay back here a little bit, see what they elect to do here on a 3rd and 12 from the 19-yard line. He wants to throw. He's looking. He's throwing. Into the end zone it goes. It is caught for a touchdown. No, incomplete. Oh, he was out of bounds. Whoa. I must have been looking at I'm probably looking at the other line here. Whoa. All right. Wow, that had to be awfully close. Awfully close. So the Trojans dodge a bullet there as they get the out-of-bounds call on the reception. And that'll bring up a 4th down now for Millersburg. So the Trojans once again called upon to play some good defense here now. Hirsch will go to the shotgun on his 4th down and 12. He's looking to throw it. He's looking down the right side. Man out here? Nope, incomplete. He overthrows number 14 that time. And defending out there was that Jared Lucas for UD, number 2. But the Trojans have held here on the Trojan 19-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, UDA. Into the huddle comes Brian Faust. He'll be leading the Trojans here now as they look at a 1st and 10 from their own 19-yard line. Nick Huffman in there. Whoa, hold everything. I think it might be a 1st and 5. Let's see how they sort this one out. Dead ball, foul, offside is the call against Millersburg, and that'll make it a 1st and 5 now. So the Trojans get a break there. Brings the ball out to the 24-yard line. Just inside, just the ball's length inside the 25. Handoff, and a nice one it is this time to Nick Huffman. Nick picks up about 3. Or I checked that, picks up, about 3, I guess, on the play out to nearly the 28-yard line. We'll see where they say where Tricky Nick fell down out there. About the 28 would be 2nd down and 2.
Mike Sievert in on the tackle for the Indians.
UD looking for their first offensive first down of the ball game, I believe it is. We can get one here now. It's second down and a long 2, just about 3. Faust wants to throw. He's looking. He gets a screen over this way, and it's going to be incomplete. Thrown over here for Minnick. But Stephen couldn't catch up to that one, so it's now third down and 2 for UD. Okay, we're looking at a third down and 2. This will be a big one for UD. Got to get somebody to make a hole in there and get ourselves a first down here if we can. This is the play we need to do it on. Pitch back over here for Stephen Minnick. Stephen cuts it around the right side here, and Steve's got the first down and then some as he brings the ball out across the 35-yard line on a nice run that time for a first down. They'll spot the ball at the 33-yard line, make that. So a nice run that time by Stephen as he was able to get it loose around the left side here and pick up about 4 or 5 yards on the play. Not too much, but enough for the first down. Laudenschlager flanks out on the near side here with Lucas for UDA. Otherwise, that I formation in the backfield. Shell, the tight end, on the far side of the field. Pitches over there for Minnick, and Minnick tries to cut it upfield, and he gets out to the 35-yard line. Gain of only 2 on the play. Looked like Stephen might have been able to pick up some more, but it closed up pretty quickly then as he cut it back up the middle. And he gets a long 2. We'll give him 3 for his effort. Second down and 7, we'll say. Got 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining here in a fast-moving first quarter. As I mentioned at the top of this tape, it is homecoming tonight, so the Trojan band will perform at halftime and have other festivities. Here's Nick Huffman, and Nick's got about a yard or 2, and that's it. He's gang tackled out there by any number of Millersburg Indians. Looks like number 34, Seth Gordon, picking up the tackle that time. And it's third down and 6. Third and 6 now, the ball at the 38-yard line of UDA. So the Trojans struggling, but slowly but surely moving the ball at least upfield a little bit. This will be a big one. Here's Faust back to pass. Over the middle he goes. It's complete to Shell, and Shell's got it, and Dave will be hit at the 50-yard line. And that's enough for the first down. So David Shell with a good catch that time on a good pass from Brian Faust to Dave Shell right over the middle. And Dave took it to the 50-yard line. So they're laying it squarely on the 50. So far tonight here in the first quarter of play, the Trojans have not had it in Indian territory, but they are that close. You can see it's laying on the 50. So matter of fact, that did it. They did not make it into Millersburg territory here in the first quarter, but by gosh, they're about to as we get set for the second quarter. We've got a scoreless ball game here between these two young ball clubs. At the end of one, no score. Second period ready to get underway now as the Trojans have the ball right at the 50-yard line. Faust will drop back. He wants to throw. He's looking to set a screen over the left side, and it's going to be incomplete. I guess it was intended for Nick Huffman. He was the only receiver out there. And it'll bring up a second down and 10. So the Trojans will try it again now from the 50-yard line. Second down, 10. Faust to throw again. Fires one down this way. It is complete again for Bo Hassinger. Bo down to the 35-yard line. An excellent pass that time from Faust to Bo Hassinger, and Bo pulled her in nicely out there and was tackled at the 35. It's first down UDA in Millersburg territory at the Indian 35. It's going to be one of those battles tonight since both teams eager to get a victory here in the league play. Trojans with that one win in a non-league ball game against Schuylkill Valley. Here's a handoff on a draw to Minnick. Minnick up the middle with it. Here comes Stephen Minnick, and Steve will run down to the 20-yard line, 25-yard line, make that. It'll be close enough for a first down, I do believe. Let's see. Yeah, it is a first down. The best run of the last two ball games for Stephen Minnick that time, as Stephen got a little blocking there to help him that time and made some good use out of it, taking it all the way to the 25-yard line of Millersburg. First and 10, UD. First and 10 for the Trojans now as Faust checks him out, looks him over. He wants to throw it again. He's looking. Now he's got a little bit of time. Nope, he's going to fire it down here, and it's going to be picked off by number 14, and he'll bring it out here to the 22-yard line where he's hit by several Trojans. That's Brandon Held with the INT for Millersburg. So the Millersburg Indians will take over on their own 22, and the Trojan defense called again to hold them down here. Okay, it'll be Justin Hirsch setting him up at the quarterback spot. He pings it up the middle, and he's going to be tackled as he got out to the 25-yard line. Hit in there by the Bammer Bats, among others. 57 in there, that Joel Miller making a stop on the play also. Bob Keeney also they mentioned. First and 10 for Millersburg on the UD 36-yard line. Pitch is back over there for Etzweiler again. Etzweiler cuts it upfield. Bats has a hand on him, and they drag him down. Him and Kevin Motter making the stop at the 42-yard line. Picking up 6. It'll be second down and 4. Pass play. Fires one down this way. It is going to be tipped up in the air and incomplete. Wow. Intended out there for that Mike Mosser. And Kevin Laudenschlager got a hand on that one. But oh boy, Mike Mosser almost was able to grab that even after Sean had knocked it out of there. So it'll bring up a third down and 5. Wow. That was a dangerous looking play. So we'll see what we can do here now. We can hold them again and get the ball back in should be good field position. They're trying this from about the 41.5-yard line as Hirsch goes over the center for the Millersburg Indians. He's got it, pitches it back here right at the last second to that Laudenschlager, or to Etzweiler, I mean. And he is tackled out there very nicely as number 58, Jeffrey Knoll, comes up there and makes the stop along with Robbie Bueller. Good stops made there. Kinch, number 54, into the ball game. 94, I'm not sure who that is. Have to find out who 94 is for UD. Haven't seen Ethan Waters tonight. Haven't noticed him anyway. He was number 64. Maybe he's out there now, but I don't see him. Hirsch back to kick, and he gets a snap. And wow, just about a block in there, but not quite. Takes the UD roll, kind of a negative roll that time, and it'll be down to the 39-yard line as 54, Mike Carroll making the stop out there for UD, or making the down of the ball, rather, for Millersburg, make that. So the Trojans will take over on their own 39-yard line, now first and 10 for Upper Dauphin. We continue to play in a scoreless first half now. You've got 8 minutes, 25 seconds remaining here. Huffman and Minnick in the backfield for UD. Back drops Faust. Fires one over there for Stephen Minnick. Stephen making some yardage this time. Look out, Stephen. Has a couple of guys to beat. There is no, oh my gosh, one guy down there at the 5-yard line. There are no flags on the play, and you can see the Trojans out there, a couple of them hesitating that they would not get a call for a clip, and they did not. So the Trojans, with their biggest threat of the last 2 ball games now, you might say, in the game anyway, as they have the ball down at the 5-yard line of Millersburg, first and 10 Upper Dauphin. What a fine run that time on that little screen out there for that Stephen Minnick. And Stephen, who was stymied last week over at Halifax, really running hard that time down that left side. So way to go, Stephen. Way to go, Trojans. Let's get some blocking in here now and get this one in here. Here's a handoff to Huffman, and Nick's going to go nowhere as he is tackled about the line of scrimmage, or maybe a little bit of yardage on that one. Let's see. Actually, nothing on the play. It'll be 2nd and goal. All right, Trojans get another whack at it here. 2nd down and goal, and timeout's going to be called by Brian Faust now, as Brian's going to be forced to call time. So we've got 7 minutes, 33 seconds left in this scoreless ball game. Trojans looking at a 2nd and goal, this time from the 6. Okay, the Trojan timeout is over now as Brian Faust gets set to go back to work here on a 2nd and goal. And this one's not going to go anywhere, as this time they wanted Nick Huffman to see if he could barrel in there, and he could not. As a matter of fact, he loses a yard or two back to the 8-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and goal this time from the 8. So the Trojans traveling a little bit in negative territory now, as they had it 1st and goal at the 5. Now we're at 3rd and goal from the 8. Let's see if we can punch one in somehow or another. Laudenschlager and Hassinger flank out on the near side of the field for UDA on this 3rd down and goal from the 8-yard line. Passing, looking, Faust dumps one into the end zone. It is incomplete. Intended for Hassinger, but Mosser got a hand on that one for Millersburg. That makes it a 4th down and goal now from the 8-yard line. Okay, they're going to go on a 4th down and goal from the 8-yard line. Come on, Trojans. Faust pitching it back over here for Minnick. And Minnick, can he turn it up? He can. He's touchdown. Stephen Minnick sweeps in from 8 yards out for the touchdown. Way to go, Stephen. There are no flags on that play. And the Trojans have taken a 6-0 lead here in this homecoming ball game. And UD will be looking for the extra point here coming up in just a moment. Nice run that time by Stephen, because the Trojans really spread it out this time as Stephen ran to the right laterally quite a few yards, but then was able to cut it upfield and just get in the corner there. So good effort that time by that Stephen Minnick. And the Trojans will line up for a 2-point conversion. Same lineup in the backfield. Faust this time looks like he wants to pitch it back over here for Minnick, and Minnick can't get in there as he is tackled in the backfield by number 54. That's at Mike Carroll. And the score remains then 6-0. Trojans on top. 6 minutes, 35 seconds left here in the first half. And UD will be kicking off to the Indians here in just a moment. Jason Hanger has her teed up now to kick off following that UD touchdown. And we'll see if Jason can get a good one off here. Here it comes, and it is down the middle, taken at the 18. This is Mosser with it. Reverses his hands on the football and is tripped up nicely out there by number 2, Jared Lucas, making a stop. Ball placed at the 30-yard line of Millersburg, where the Indians will put it in play, 1st and 10. 1st and 10 for Millersburg now on their own 30-yard line. Quarterback has it, and they're going to keep him in there this time, as coming up to wrap him up quickly is Robbie Bueller and number 58, Jeffrey Noel for UD. Came up very quickly, no gain on the play, 2nd and 10. 2nd down and 10 now for Millersburg. Ball remains at the 30-yard line. Hirsch this time will throw one over the right side. He sets a screen up over there. He's got a little bit of blocking ahead of him. Then he breaks the tackle and goes all the way down to the 50-yard line or around there. Knocked out of bounds finally by Shell and Robbie Keeney. But he had broke a couple of tackles over there when the Trojans looked like they might have had him stopped, but couldn't do it. They say he went out at the 47-yard line, so that's where it'll be placed at the 47-yard line of Millersburg. And they set him up there. Motion comes over this way. Hirsch has the ball, wants to throw, looking down this side. Now you look down the other side. Now he's going to run it up the middle, and he's got some running room at the 45 and inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Is coming up there to finally make the stop on him is 59 in there. That's that Kyle Grafe. And Kenny Batts might have been in on the stop also for UD. But a big gain that time by quarterback Justin Hirsch, taking the ball to the 39-yard line of UD. Nice run that time by Hirsch. It's 1st and 10 Millersburg. Single set in the backfield this time for the Millersburg Indians. Quarterback has it. Shell almost had him, and then he's going to be tackled anyway over there by, well, and a flag is thrown, and I'm not sure what for, but a flag is going to go against UD the way the Indians are reacting. Stuff made out there by Grafe, and the Trojans might have got a face mask in on that one. Be about the only kind of a personal foul I can imagine at that point. And we'll see. The official will give us the official word out here now coming up. Personal foul. Nope, just a personal foul. Did they call that piling on? Maybe, I'm not sure. Well, whatever the nature of the foul was, the penalty took the ball down to the 23-yard line of UDA now, so Millersburg in excellent field position for the second or third time tonight. Up the middle with it goes that number 11, Wilson, and Brandon Wilson takes it down inside the 20 to the 17-yard line of UDA. Nice run by Brandon Wilson, picking up a long 5, almost 6. It'd be third down. Or second down rather, and 4. Kyle Grafe making the stop in there for UDA. Looks like about a second and a long 4 from the 17. Quarterback has it. He tucks it away. He's going to keep it. He's going to swing around this side, gets away from one man, and busts it down in there as he's ridden out of bounds by Laudenschläger. Bumped out of there by Batts, also in on the play. But the ball is inside the 10-yard line. It is 1st and goal now for the Millersburg Indians. Looks like it'll be at about the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, Millersburg on the 8. So these Indians want to get on the board themselves tonight. They trail 6-0 here in the first half, and mounting a great threat right now for the Trojans as they head into that north end zone, or try to head into that north end zone here at UD. See if the Trojans can catch a break here and stop them. Pitch back over here for Etzweiler, and Etzweiler's going to get caught and tripped up nicely out there. 59 Grafe, I think, or was it Huffman? I'm not sure, but somebody out there tripped him up. Nick Huffman. Okay, Nick tripped him up, and then Robbie Bueller finally put the kibosh to him out there. Robbie playing a good ball game. Nick also playing good defense out there for UD. Ball goes all the way back to the 15-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and goal from the 15. The ball is just inside the 15-yard line of UDA. Hirsch looking them over. They go to that single set again in the backfield. In motion goes Etzweiler. And Hirsch looks like he wants to throw it. He's looking. Now he's going to get mobbed back here again. Trojans coming up there very nicely as 57, Joel Miller, 57, making a good stop out there, assisted by Jeff Knoll. So Miller and Knoll doing a good job that time, really putting pressure on him as Knoll will come off here. But some good pressure applied again by that UDA, and now it looks as though Millersburg's going to have to call time. The ball back to the 21-yard line, so all of a sudden Millersburg, who had it 1st and goal from the 8, now looks at a 3rd and goal from the 21. So the Trojan defense doing all right now. We'll be right back. 2:48 left here in the first quarter. 2:48 left here in the first half, not the first quarter. First half of the ball game, all right? Good crowd here tonight for this homecoming ball game. A lot of people in the stands and a lot of people lining the field. It's always a big rivalry here. Millersburg visiting UDA, or the opposite when we travel down there to Millersburg. So not a bad crowd at all. visiting stands look pretty good as the Millersburg Indians get set to put it in play now on a big 3rd and goal from the 21-yard line. They've had a timeout. They figured out a play that should work as Etzweiler goes in motion. Back goes Hirsch to throw one. Over the middle, it is complete. And on the tackle down there, it's going to be made by Laudenschläger. He's at the 4-yard line. So a heck of a nice pass that time to that Seth Gordon, number 34 for Millersburg. Coming up with a big catch on a fine pass from that Justin Hirsch. 4th down and goal from the 4-yard line now. Can the Trojans hold them here? We'll let you know in about 10 seconds or so. Here it is. 4th and goal from the 4. Line up a couple of big backs. In the I formation in the backfield. Hirsch hands it off to number 21, Etzweiler. He will not make it. The Trojans have held him out at about the 2-yard line. Nice stop in there by Bueller, Huffman, and Batts making the stop in there that time for these guys. So these guys really play. Kenny's fired up. Ken's ready to play tonight. 24, Kenny, the Bammer Batts. Way to go, boys. Good hold down there. The Trojans take over at about the 1.5-yard line, 2 maybe, something like that. So let's see if we can get out of trouble now and move that ball out to where there's some playing room. All the backs set in the end zone, of course, as is quarterback Faust. He'll be right on the end zone to take this snap. Nick Huffman has it. Nick tries to drive it out. Maybe he has a yard, not much more than that. Nick maybe took it out to the 2. Stopped in there by that right side of that Millersburg line, and timeout called by Millersburg as they'd like to see if they can hold the Trojans down here. So they spend their second timeout. They've got one more to go with 1:48 left here in the first half. Okay, here we go now. The Halifax time, or the Millersburg timeout is over, and it's 2nd down for UD. 2nd down and 9. Nick had picked up 1. The ball out to the 3 now, or nearly the 3. Actually about the 2, actually. And a handoff this time is going to be to Stephen Minnick, and that'll be a safety as he's tackled in the end zone. Stephen could not get himself going out of the end zone that time, and so the Trojans take a safety, and it's a 6-2 ball game now, and the Trojans will be able to punt it out of there or kick it out depending on what they want. They'll get the option for the kick. They'll be kicking off from their own 20-yard line, I believe it is. And so Millersburg, with 1:41 will still have an opportunity, and of course if they get a good run back here, to put more points on the board. So the Trojans have got to knuckle down here now and see what they can do with it here now. The Trojans want to kick it out of there. He'll be back at the 20-yard line. He can place it down or punt it, and he's going to place kick it. That'll be that Hassinger.
Trojans will kick off from their own 20-yard line. Jason Henninger.
Or Henninger. I mean, why do I call him Hassinger? Henninger. Jason Henninger getting ready to kick from the 20. Maybe we can get a fumble on the kick. Here we go. Here it comes. Going to be taken here at the 37-yard line. 44 with it to the 50, and he will be gang tackled at about the 47-yard line. Looked as though 59 in there, Kyle Grafe, came up with that football, but the referee would not allow that. Kyle stole it from him. But they give it to Millersburg anyway at the 47-yard line of Upper Dauphin. 1.5 remaining here in the first half. So we'll see what happens here now. Can the Trojans hold them off here? It's a 6-2 ball game. Sounds like a baseball score. Back goes Hirsch, looking to throw. And still has it. Fires one down the side over there. It is incomplete. Missed the first 2 receivers. He fired that over a couple of players, and they had held over there along, or rather 34. Seth Gordon held, and I believe 7, who I don't have his number, all over there as receivers, and by gosh, went through everybody. Stop the clock makes it 2nd and 10 from the 47-yard line. Again, a single setback for Millersburg. Flagged on the throw. Hirsch has got it, takes upfield with it, and just tackled nicely out there. Is coming up there is Lucas to make a good stop on him. But there is a flag here that was thrown at the line of scrimmage, and so I believe somebody might have been lined up off sides. We'll see. Let's see, it's going to be illegal motion called against Millersburg. The gain on the play was about 7 yards, so obviously the Trojans will take the penalty, you would think, and indeed they will.
Motion penalty against Millersburg.
That'll set the ball back to the 47-yard line of Millersburg and bring up a 3rd down and 15, or a 2nd down and 15. Clock continues to counter down now. 1:13, 1:12, and so forth. Hirsch to throw over the middle. No, incomplete. Coverage out there by Laudenschlager. Pass intended for Mike Mosser, but it goes an incompletion. I'll bring up a 3rd down and 15. 3rd down for Millersburg. 3rd and 15 from the 47-yard line. Put the split backs back in the backfield. This guy looks like he's lined up offsides over here. Awfully close. Wow. Back goes Hirsch to throw. Fires one over this way. It is incomplete. Closest man to it, number 11, Brandon Wilson. But that'll bring up a 4th down play now. 4th and 15 for Millersburg. Stopping the clock with 59 seconds left here in this 6-2 ball game. Left in the first half, of course. And it'll be Justin Hirsch back to kick. And let's see now. Will he fake this or what? Could be. We'll see. Nope, he's going to kick it. And he gets a good kickoff. It comes down here, and it's going to go down around the 20-yard line and down at the 19-yard line by Millersburg. And so the Trojans will put it in play with exactly 50 seconds remaining here in the first half. Trojans break the huddle. 50 seconds remaining in the half. Brian Hirsch will look him over here. We'll stay back a little. I don't know if the Trojans are going to try to run this out, run the clock out, or what. No, yeah, Hirsch will hand this off on a draw, and caught in the backfield is number 9, Minnick. Steve is trapped back there now. Absolutely no protection for Steven that time as they came rushing in there at him at the same speed that Faust got the ball to him. So ball is put back to the 13-yard line where it'll be 2nd down and about 15 or maybe 16, something like that. Over the left side goes Dick Huffman. Nick pile driving it out across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Nice run that time by Nick, picking up some yardage, but that'll do it as the time has expired here in the first half. And the ref out here is calling time, but he doesn't realize that the clock has expired and the first half is over. Now wait a minute. Now they're gonna argue for a little time yet, as Kozier has called time. They're gonna put 3 seconds back on the clock. Of course, at that end of the field, I cannot keep one eye on the clock, so I'm sure they will have one more play remaining, as the officials have detected that there were 3 seconds on the clock by the time the Trojans had called time. So time for one more play here in this first half. Actually 4 seconds on the clock. Okay, so now we have time for one more play, and we'll stay back, assuming that they may throw on this play. 4 seconds left. Ball on the 22-yard line of Upper Dauphin. Faust calling a signal at the line of scrimmage, it would appear. And back to pass he goes. He's looking, dumps the screen over this way. It is to Minnick. And Steven is going to be tackled at the 25-yard line, and that's going to do it, as the first half will come to an end with that play. So we've got a 6-2 ball game as these two teams, just so the senior members of the football squad remember this, Stacy Lark, Carsonville's finest, is the queen this year for the homecoming. So we congratulate Stacy. A beautiful court they had here representing all of UDA, and Stacy just happened to be the winner, and very good choice.
Take a picture of my coat rack.
Getting set to go now with the second half. The Trojans will receive the kick to begin the second half of play. And the Millersburg Indians will defend the south goal here at UDA. So see if the Trojans can get a little more offense going. They lead by 4 points, which is basically nothing in a football game. It's a 6-2 ball game here at halftime. So let's see if we can put some more points on the board and get ourselves our victory here tonight against these Millersburg Indians. So the opening kickoff coming up. Millersburg's very own Judd Hirsch has her teed up here now to get ready to kick off here to either Minnick or Motter. And here comes his kick. And it is going to go over on Motter's side where Kevin will, well, let's see. He'll pick it up at the 7-yard line. Starting back to the 10 to the 15. Kevin with a burst of speed. Look out. Kevin all the way to the 35 to the 40. Kevin in a foot race out here with the kicker. And Hirsch finally brings him down. And what a great run back for Kevin Motter. Way to go. Kevin Motter with a big run back, a big return all the way to the 47-yard line of Millersburg. So Kevin excites the crowd over here as we get the first play underway here in the second half. So let's see now what we can do with it from there. Excellent field position to begin this series for UD. Huffman and Minnick in the backfield. Faust at the quarterback spot. Faust pitches it back here for Minnick. Minnick is trying the left side, and he gets a little bit of a block and maybe gets close to where he began. It's going to be close. No, let's see. Well, actually lost a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11. Okay, we're looking at a 2nd down and 11 now for UD. Faust to throw. Fires one over the middle. It is incomplete. Oh, man. Bo Hassinger had it, but, boy, he had a lot of opposition out there as both Hirsch and Moss are converging on him. So it'll be 3rd down and 11 now. Can't fault Bo for not catching that one. He had too many people, too many arms, 6 arms going after that one. 3rd and 11 coming up. Ball is on the 48-yard line of Millersburg. Lundschlager will line up on the far side with Lucas. Faust looks like he wants to throw. Over the middle he goes with it. It's incomplete. Intended for either Lucas or Lundschlager or Shell. All 3 of them in the area out there, but no one able to catch that pass, and so it'll be 4th down, and UD will have to punt. Henninger back to punt for UDA. He'll be stepping up to about his own 43-yard line when he gets this kickoff. Gets a high snap, but he can handle it. And the ball is low, and let's see. He's going to roll down here to the 20-yard line where it'll be downed as Kevin Motter hustles on down there to down that ball for UD. So it'll be just outside the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 Millersburg. Both teams struggling to get the offense going here tonight at UD. Trojans have scored once, and they struggled to do that. And Millersburg with the 2 points. Here's Etzweiler driving it ahead to the 28-yard line. Robbie Bueller making a stop in there for UD on that play. Assisted by Minnick, but Motter rather, but Robbie made the initial hit on him that time. Millersburg picking up 7, makes it a 2nd down and 3. Ball at about the 28 or 9-yard line of Millersburg. Call it what you will. It's about at the 28.5-yard line, I guess. Single set again in the backfield for the Indians. And Wilson's got it, but nothing doing there. And the ball came loose, and they got to rule it was down. They say it was down.
Bring up third down for the Indians.
Covered out there by Joel Miller for UD, but didn't count. As the girls come by now, our court coming by here. That was good. Saves time now as the girls get to travel in front of their adoring fans while the game is being played. Third down and about 2 for Millersburg. High in the backfield. Hirsch to throw. Fires one down the right side. Man is out here, and it's going to be incomplete. Overthrown, intended for that Seth Gordon, but well overthrown. Laudenschlager, number 22 for UD, out there covering. But fourth down and 3 now as both teams absolutely struggling on the offense. And the Trojans appear to be able to hold them here now. The Bammer wants to see what they're going to do. Bam says he thinks they're going to rush in there and get the kicker this time. Good rush, but a high punt as the kick comes down here. Gets a good UD roll out of it again here now. That'll be down to the 49-yard line of Upper Dauphin. So the Trojans will put it in play right there at the 49. First and 10 UDA. First and 10 for the Trojans. Center out there is Drew Hunter for UDA. We've got Kinch in there, number 60 or 54, on the near side of that UD offensive line. Bueller also there as Faust drops back to throw. Throws one deep down the middle. Here is Laudenschlager. Laudenschlager's got it at the 15 to 10. He goes in. Touchdown. Good touchdown throw from Brian Faust to Kevin Laudenschlager, who got behind the defenders by about a yard or 3. And that's a 51-yard touchdown score for the Trojans. And boy, that's a big one. Beautiful throw that time by Brian Faust to Bo Hassinger. Excellent play. They said it's 52-yard. Looked more like 51 to me, but whatever. 52 or 51 yards, doesn't matter. 6 is what counts, and we got it. A 12-2 ball game. And the Trojans will go for 2. Nicest pass play of the season so far for UDA, I believe. Passing over the middle, it is incomplete. Knocked down at the last moment there by that number 14, Brandon Help. But the Trojans have struck here in the third period, and it's now a 12-2 ball game with 8:55 left in the third. Henninger has it teed up here now for UDA as they get set to kick off following their second touchdown of the ball game. And here comes Jason's kick. It's a low kick, going to be taken here at the 25-yard line to the 30. To the 35 goes Mike Mosser, and he's tackled out there nicely. As, we got an injured Trojan out there maybe. Let's see, is he going to be okay? Looks like he might have got kicked on the shin, did number 59 Grafe. Kyle coming off under his own power as coach goes out there to see how he's doing, but he says he's okay, and Kyle looks like he's going to be okay. I think he might have got real whack on the shin, and that does hurt. Well, Kyle will be all right. He's a tough kid. He'll be okay. First and 10 now. They set the ball on the 31-yard line of Millersburg. Hirsch looking to throw, looking for a screen. Fires one over this way. It is incomplete. Intended for Etzweiler. But Troy couldn't hang on to that one. Kind of got him all tangled up out there. A little overthrown, a little high. So it'll bring up a second down and 10. Second and 10 for the Millersburg Indians. Mike Mosser, flanker on the near side of the field at the bottom of the screen. And Hirsch hands this one off on a draw. Up the middle with it goes Etzweiler across the 40 to the 41 or 2-yard line. A nice run that time. Finally stopped in there by Kevin Motter. But a nice run for just about enough to measure, or is it a first down? No, it is a first down. Okay. Chris Smith trots off the field for UD. So a big quarterback keeper that time, and a nice run by Judd Hirsch. I think they call him Judd. At any rate, in the I formation in the backfield goes Millersburg now on a 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line of Millersburg. Pitch back over here now for Etzweiler. A flag is thrown, and Etzweiler is going to be downed out here as, again, Kevin Motter comes up to make the stop for UD. But there is a flag thrown in the area of the line of scrimmage, and holding is going to be called against Millersburg. So Coach Mosquitis will not like this call, as the Indians are going to get flagged for 10. And that will apparently, well, let's see what they elect to do here. Now, they haven't done anything yet, but I think, let's see, they're going to take them back. That'll take them back to around the 30-yard line somewhere. Right at the 30, you might say. And it's holding called against Millersburg. It'll be 1st down and about 21. Here we go on a 1st and 10, or 1st and 20 rather. Ball's on the 31. Trojans stunned as though they were coming that time, and here they come, and they're going to grab the ball handler this time. Etzweiler, he got nothing, as Trojans send about 5 or 6 black shirts in there. Getting off the pile last is that number 58, Jeffrey Knoll, but a whole bunch of them making a stop there. So it'll be 2nd down and about 22. 2nd down and 22 now for Millersburg. Hirsch wants to throw it, I think. Now he's going to get tackled in there. I think Robbie Bueller got a hold of him again. He did. Big Rob playing a heck of a ball game tonight, as Rob put the arms around him and just would not let him go. Way to go, Rob. 3rd down and about 23 or 4 now, as the ball keeps going back. It is back to the 27-yard line now, and they've got to go to the 47 of the UD. So now it's about 3rd and 24 or something like that. Wow. Excellent defensive play by that Robbie Bueller. Again, Herschel set him up in the I formation. And back to pass goes Hirsch. He's got him again, and Nick Huffman will come in from behind and knock him down that time. Nick with a big defensive play. So all of a sudden, the Millersburg Indians are not getting any offensive line play either, as they're allowing the Trojans to come in here at will, and the Trojans really have the defense fired up and in gear now. So let's see what happens here on a 4th down punting situation. Now the Trojans should get the ball back in pretty good field position. Here's the punt. Nice high punt this time. And they're going to allow it to roll, and indeed it will, all the way back to the 30-yard line. Or at the 31, they'll stop it, and that's where the Trojans will put it in play. So it'll be 1st and 10 UD on their own 31-yard line.
5 minutes, 36 seconds remaining here in the 3rd period.
Number 3, looks like Jim Savage is his number anyway, and it looks as though Jim is in the ball game, but I find that hard to believe after the reports I've heard, but we'll see. Here is a screen going to be set up for Savage if it is him, and it's incomplete. Yeah, they say that is Jimmy Savage, so I guess Jim is playing hurt or whatever. I don't know, not sure. At any rate, it goes an incompletion, will bring up a 2nd down and 10. Good to see Jim back there. He started out the evening in civilian clothes along the sidelines, and all of a sudden here in the 3rd period he's in the ball game. So here's a handoff, and up the middle with it goes Kenny Batts, and Ken out to the 35-yard line. The Bammer given a chance to run the ball and does okay for himself that time, picking up 5. Bring a 3rd down and 5 now, or well, it was an awful, that 5 yards was a gift, Bammer. It looked more like 4 from here. At any rate, just about 5. 3rd down coming up. Savage remains in the backfield as the running back behind Nick Huffman. Jim pulling at that shoulder protector. I think that's where his injury was, and Faust throws over the middle. It is complete to Bo Hassinger at the 49-yard line of Millersburg. A good catch that time by Bo Hassinger as he was out there in thick coverage, dense coverage that time, and made the reception on the play. A nice catch by Bo Hassinger. First down UDA at the 49-yard line of Millersburg. This time Hassinger and Lucas will flank out on the near side of the field. The tight end over there is that Dave Shell. Brian Faust checking him over. Nick Huffman and Savage in the backfield. Savage this time with it. Here comes Jim Savage working his way down the middle. Savage gets inside the 40 to the 37 or 38-yard line. Jimbo with his first carry here in 2 ball games gets himself a first down on the carry. And let's see what the Trojans come up with now on a first down at the 38-yard line of Millersburg. First and 10 for UD. Millersburg on the Millersburg 38-yard line. Faust has him set up. Savage again. Jim this time is going to try the left side. Gets, well, he couldn't quite get away from that one tackler there, number 52, I think it was. That's that Ben Carroll making the stop out there for the Millersburg Indians. He just grabbed Jim by the jersey that time, right around the collar, and Jim couldn't quite get away from him. So it's a gain of about 1.5 yards or so on the play. Second down and 8, we'll say. Second and 8. Faust to throw. Fires one deep over the middle. It is incomplete. Intended for Bo Hassinger out there, but Bo couldn't catch up with that one. And it'll bring up a third down and 8. 68 out there, Justin Challenger, I mean, also in that UD line. Pitch is back here for Savage. He's going to reverse this one to Laudenschlager. Laudenschlager down the left side, and he is going to be thrown out of bounds inside the 15 or around the 15. An excellent reverse that time as they gave the handoff to Jimmy Savage, who then handed it back here for Sean Laudenschlager. Stepped out at the 18, actually, they mark it. So nice play by UD. Another first down for the Trojans. And the ball placed at the 18-yard line of Millersburg with 2:40 left here in the third. 2:40 left in the third period. Clock stopped with the out-of-bounds play as Brian Faust will come over here. Brian's got it. Pitches it back over here for Savage, but the ball was behind Jim, and he had to reach back, and that was a bad play for UD as the ball was pitched back and Jim caught it on his left hip and was rather vulnerable there at that time. So they'll have to run that one again and try to see if we can get a better pitch and better result out of that. Loss of 4 in the play to be second down and 14. Ball moved back now to the Millersburg 23-yard line. See what we do with this one on a second and 14. Faust would like to throw it. Got some guys cutting over the middle. It is incomplete. Oh, that time Sean Laudenschlager probably wishes he would have caught it. I'm sure he wishes he would have, but it got close, but not quite. Third down and 14. Third and 14 now, looking at UD as the Trojan offense has slowed down a little bit here at the moment. See if we can get a big third down play off here. Faust dropping back, looking to throw. Fires one down into the end zone. Man is out there. Touchdown! Dave Shell. Way to go, Dave, as Dave come from his tight end position and goes in for the touchdown. A 23-yard pass play from Faust to Shell. And that makes the score now 18-2. And a Trojan extra point coming up here. Nice play by that Lincoln's own Dave Shell. Way to go, Dave. I think that's 2 weeks in a row Dave has scored a touchdown for UD. Trojans, of course, go for 2. Trying to put the 20th points on the board here for UD if they can. Pitches to Savage. Savage gets a block from Huffman, but he is not going to be able to go in as he is about a yard short. So the score remains UDA 18, Millersburg 2 with 2:21 left here in the third quarter. Back with the UDA kickoff in just a moment. Jason Henninger again with the ball teed up here for UD. And let's see what kind of a kick he gets off this time. They've been low lately. No run back on the last several kicks that he's made. Instead of that high kick to about the 20-yard line, he's been kicking them low. And here comes his next kick. And it's a low one again. Line drive kick. Picked up and dribbled once, but then taken back here by Hirsch. And Hirsch will be tackled as coming up there is number 59, Grafe, making a stop. Kyle making a good stop out there for UD. And the ball will be placed in play at the 29-yard line of Millersburg, 1st and 10. 2:13 remaining in the third quarter. Hirsch looking over here for his Millersburg Indians, who now trail by 16. Hirsch fires one out in the flat. Over there it is complete. And he gets away from 1 or 2 guys and still on his feet. And then it's going to be dragged down here as Robbie Keeney and the Bammer Bats combine out there to bring him down. But a big gain on the play down to the 45-yard line of UDA. 1st and 10, Millersburg. This game is not over yet. Minute 50 left here in the third quarter. Millersburg on the UD 45-yard line, 1st and 10. Hirsch to throw, looking, dumps one over the middle. It is complete. A nice pass. Stop made out there by number 2, Lucas. A nice pass down to the 30-yard line. A 15-yard pass play that time from Hirsch to Mosser, was it? And that's another first down. Ball just shy of the 30-yard line of UD. Excellent pass that time thrown by Hirsch. This handoff is going over here to Etzweiler. Etzweiler's got a couple of yards down to the 26-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 6 now for the Indians. 58, Jeff Knoll replacing Chris Smith for UD in that defensive lineup right at the moment. Hirsch looking to throw. And he is going to get smothered under back at the 30-yard line. Nice stop made in there by, well, I'm not sure. I think it might have been Joel Miller, perhaps making the stop for UD. Drew Hunter, they say. All right. Way to go, Drew. It'll be 3rd down and 9 now for Millersburg. Ball back at the 30-yard line. From the shotgun they'll go this time, so we'll stay back a little bit. Hirsch looking to throw. Fires one down the right side. It is incomplete. Good coverage over there by Dave Schell. Etzweiler was the intended receiver as the buzzer goes to end the third period. So the Trojans came up with 2 touchdowns here in the third quarter and have raised the margin to 18-2 as we have one more period to play here. 1 quarter to go here at UD. Way to go, boys. It'll be 4th and 9 for Millersburg when we come back.
12 minutes remaining in this one. 18-2 UD.
4th down and 9 now for the Indians as they travel south here at the ballpark. Ball at the 30-yard line of Upper Dauphin. No big defensive play required here for UD. Get that ball back. Etzweiler goes in motion over the left side. Hirsch goes back. That's just the throw. Fires one down the middle. Incomplete. Intended for number 34, Seth Gordon out there, but good coverage on the play by Lucas. And the Trojans take over now, 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line. And again, Jim Savage, number 3, back into the ball game. 68 out there is that Justin Challenger for UDA. 59 Grafe, 71 tonight is Drew Hunter. Drew's had about 4 uniforms so far, and we're only into the 5th game of the season. Here's a handoff, and up the middle with it comes Nick Huffman. He drags ahead for about 5 to the 35-yard line. Pretty nice run that time by Tricky Nick. 2nd down and 5 coming up. 1. 2nd down and 5 for UD. And this time Nick's not going to go anywhere with it, as the Trojans thought that maybe they wouldn't think we'd give it to Nick twice in a row, but we did, and Millersburg gave it to Nick too. Nick's trapped back there at the 31-yard line. Well, they're going to give him his forward progress to the 33-yard line. It's a loss on the play of about 2, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 7. Okay, here we go on a 3rd and 4, and wait a minute, timeout called by Brian Faust just as he was about to get the play off. Brian said, wait a minute, something's here not right, so Coach Kozier will go on and try to sort it out now. We've got 10:34 left here in the ball game. Okay, here we go now on a 1st and, or rather a 3rd and 6. Back to pass goes Faust. Drops off a screen over there to Savage. Savage has got it, and he's going to try to get some yardage down the right side. He gets pushed out of bounds over there. And got tangled up with the chain gang too, I think. But anyway, gain out to the 39-yard line. It'll be short of the 1st down by 1 yard. It'll bring up a 4th and 1. Coach Fausto, make that quarterback. Fausto over here getting a big 4th down and 1 play. Now Trojans need a yard. Dave Shell consulting with the official out here. It looks like Dave might have spotted a quarter laying in the grass there, and he wants to find it. He said, gosh, I know that's a quarter. And said, hey, get him a soda up at Don's Food Right. The timeout. Ref said, hey, I'll help you look. We'll be right back. There, Nick found 15 cents, but that wasn't it. Okay, here we go now. 4th down and 1. 4th down and 1 yard to go. From the Trojan 39-yard line. We'll stay in here close. I have a feeling that they're going to give this to Nick Huffman. Nope, it's going to be Savage, and Savage around the left side gets a good block. Jim tucks the ball away. 45, 40, 30, 35, and it's going to be Hirsch again, grabbing him and throwing him out of there. So a fine run by Jim Savage all the way down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Way to go, Jimbo. Good blocking out there for Jim, too. The team just seems a little different, folks, when he's in there. Let me just say that, and that'll be my final comment, but figure it out for yourself. All the way to the 18 goes Jimbo Savage, and it's a 1st down for UD, of course. And the Trojans looking to put on their 24th point if we can get something going here. Handoff is to Nick Huffman. Nick down to the 10, Nick down to the 5, and he's piled on by a bunch of Indians, but Nick down to the 5-yard line. It'll be, let's see, 1st and goal. Yeah, 1st and goal for UDA. 1st and goal for the Trojans. Clock continues to move it on down here now. We've got 9.5 minutes. Plenty of time here for the Trojans to score once or twice yet. So from the 5-yard line, the Trojans set it up now on a 1st and goal. Handoff is to Nick Huffman. Nick dives down to maybe the 3-yard line. Got in a lot of traffic, did Nick, that time, as he scrambled across the 5-yard line and had himself all bottled up in there. Kinch leading away that time for Nick. Aaron trying to bust enough room up there for Nick to squeeze through, but he just couldn't quite make it that time. So it'll be 2nd and goal. This time the ball will be spotted at the 3-yard line. Second and goal from the 3. Laudenschläger goes in motion, pitches back over here for Savage and Jim. Can he cut it up? Well, he stops, and he's going to be tackled for a loss on the play back to about the 7-yard line, where it'll bring up a 3rd and goal now from about the 7. That time they strung Jim out pretty well around the right side. He was trying to go with that defensive left side of that Millersburg line, come up there and cut him off quickly before he could make the cut. So it becomes a 3rd and goal from about the 7-yard line now. Just inside of 8 minutes to play. I think it's 7 minutes and 45 seconds, something like that. On a 3rd down and goal, this time from the 7.5 yard line. And I think the Trojans took too much time that time, and that'll move them back to the 12. Trojans get flagged for a delay of the game. They took a little bit too much time getting that play in from the sideline that time, and you could see that delay coming, and indeed moves the ball back to the, actually about the 13-yard line, the way it looks from here. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 13. Third and goal from the 13. Back to pass goes Faust. He's looking. Fires one over the middle. It is going to be intercepted in the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. And that's going to bring the ball out to the 20-yard line on the touchback. So the Trojans fail on that effort, as they were 1st and goal, and they throw an interception, and that brings the ball out to the 20, as it's a touchback for the Millersburg Indians, so they dodged the bullet here. The Trojans come away with nothing, but we've got 7.5 minutes remaining in the ball game, and Millersburg has it 1st and 10 on their own 20. Hirsch will work from the shotgun on this first play from the 20-yard line. He's going to look to throw. He's going to throw it over the middle. It is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Brandon Wilson. Now bring up a 2nd down and 10. 2nd and 10. We'll stay back a little bit now because obviously it looks as though Millersburg is in a passing situation here as Hirsch again in the shotgun goes back to throw. Getting a pretty good rush, gets away from one would-be tackler, gets away from another. Now he'll throw one down here, and it is complete. Out here to Etzweiler, and a penalty flag on the play. And I believe we might have some people downfield. When a play takes that long to develop, you could have some illegal receivers downfield, and we're going to see what the call is here. There is a, no, it's 1st down. There is no flag on the play, I guess. Well, I thought there was, and there's still a discussion, but the official has ruled that it's a 1st down. The play stands. No, I guess there was no flag. Okay. 1st and 10. The Millersburg Indians have it on their own 45-yard line. Wow, high snap, but Hirsch has it, and let's see. He's going to look to dump one over this way. Oh, almost picked off in there by Keeney. Robbie Keeney got a hand on that. He would have been off to the races had Rob been able to handle that one, but goes as an incompletion. Will bring up a 2nd down and 10 with 6 minutes 55 seconds left here in the ball game. Okay, it's Hirsch again back to throw. Trojans. Well, this one's complete out here to 14 to Helt, and Helt has it, and he's going to take it down here before Shell and Hunter stop him. It'll be at the 40 or 39-yard line of UDA. 6 minutes and 40 seconds left, and Millersburg starting to crank out a good one here as they've taken it from their 20 down to the Trojan 39. Hirsch still operating, of course, from the shotgun formation for his Millersburg Indians. High snap again, but he's got it. And look out. This time he's going to be thrown for a loss back. There is coming back. There is Drew Hunter to pick him off that time. And that a boy, Drew, a good sack that time by the Drewster. Taking him all the way back to the 50-yard line, where it'll bring up a 2nd down rather, and Or is there a flag? No, wait, there could be a flag on this play. They're milling around out here. They're talking to our lawyer, Nick Huffman. Kenny Batts, our assistant lawyer out there. That's going to be declined, I think. Sure, it would be. Okay. It was an illegal motion penalty against the Indians, but that's declined because the loss on the play makes it a 2nd down and 21. 2nd and 21 now for Millersburg. The ball right at the 40-yard or right at the 50-yard line. Sling squarely in the middle of the field. Oh, another high snap, and this time he's going to be swarmed under there. There's any number of guys in there to hit him, but Nick Huffman first, along with 57 Joel Miller, Robbie Bueller in there also for UD. That thing that's driving the Millersburg Indians a little crazy right now is the center is snapping that ball. Now, Hirsch is a pretty tall young fella, but gosh, he's catching every one of those centering passes up over his shoulder, around the head, or a little higher. And by the time he gets that ball back and ready to make the pass, the Trojans are in on him now as the Millersburg line is just sagging a little bit here now. They played one heck of a defensive game at times, and I'm sure they're all getting pooped. And, of course, the Trojans with that lead now have that enthusiasm, that adrenaline from enthusiasm going for them. So Robbie Bueller coming off, who has played a heck of a game for UD. So the Trojans probably wearing them down a little bit now as the pass protection is breaking down for Hirsch. And so the Trojans will try to see if they can hold them here again. Now it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 21. 3rd down, 21 for the Millersburg Indians. Again, Hirsch in the shotgun. Look at that snap. Wow. Here is his pass. It's up for anybody that gets this one, and it's going to be caught by, no, it's incomplete. Boy, I thought for a second there Laudenschläger had picked that one off, but he couldn't quite hang on to it. But a good defensive play at any rate. And it'll be 4th down and 22 now for the Indians right at midfield. Well, it's do or die time here for the Indians on this series as they're faced with a 4th down and 22. Here's that high snap. This will get you in trouble. Hirsch picks it up back here. He's going to be tackled in there very nicely as Joel Miller tracked him down there. Joel Miller, 57, making a good stop in there for UD. Kenny Batts and everybody else in there along with Grafe and forget who the other fellow was. Might have been Miller, or Knoll rather, but at any rate, nice play, and the ball all the way back there to the 33. So you can see that one coming. I was just talking about those high snaps, and that one totally eluded Hirsch that time, as with 2 feet over his head and out of reach. So the Trojans go to work here now on the 33-yard line of Millersburg. Again, Savage is in the backfield. Jimmy's got the pitch. Takes it around the right side. Flag is thrown over there. Jim dodging and weaving and getting a lot of yardage, but he gets finally knocked out of bounds. But there is a penalty flag thrown over here by the linesman on that side of the field, and I believe it's going to be against UD. Call is clipping against UD, and that's going to bring the ball back, one would think. Yeah, this will take it back to around the 47-yard line, somewhere in that neighborhood. I don't know, make it the 48. All right, or 49-yard line, I guess we'll say. UD 49, big penalty there on the clip. And so UD will try this again. I think Jim will run the left side this time, the side towards us. That's the open side of the field. And I think we're ready to go. There are 5 minutes, 17 seconds left in this one. Trojans up 18-2. Trojans looking for their 2nd victory of the season. Millersburg about ready to suffer their 5th in a row as Nick Huffman drags it to the 47-yard line of the Indians. Gain of 4 on a play. It'll be 2nd down 6. On a 2nd down and, or did I say 6? 2nd down and about 20. 2nd down and about 20. I forgot about the penalty. Faust to throw. Dumps one up in the air over this way, and there's no one around. Wow. Could have ruled that grounding almost. I don't see anybody near it. Nick Huffman, I guess, would have been the only receiver near it. But they left Brian get away with that one. Brian's looking. He said, how much time is there left here? He said, I want to get out of here. There's 4:26 left, as a matter of fact. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 26. 3rd and 26 from the 47-yard line of the Indians of Millersburg. This is Savage with it, and Jim is going to be hit back at the 49. Not much going on that one, as that just took a little bit too long and not too much protection out there for Jimbo. So I'll bring up a 4th down, and UD is going to punt this ball away as Henninger comes into the ball game, number 82 out there for UD. He will punt this one away from about his own 40-yard line when he gets this snap. Standing right now at his own 37. Pretty good snap. Here's the kick. It is nice. It's going to go down the far side over there and go out of bounds at around the 22, 23-yard line. We'll see where they... Okay, at about the 23. So it'll be 1st and 10. Nice kick by Henninger. No run back. So the Millersburg Indians will put it in play right there. There's number 64, Ethan Waters. I had missed Ethan earlier in the ball game. Hadn't seen him out there, but he's in there now. Or out of there now. Just came out. And again, from the shotgun formation goes that Justin Hirsch. Steps up, fires one over the middle. It is incomplete. Intended out there for number 21, Etzweiler. It goes as an incompletion. Good coverage out there. Huffman and Smith and a whole bunch of Trojans out there talking. This is the secondary lineup. Up here's the regular line. Now, defensive coordinator coach out there, Bam Bam Bat, says, "Get up here, you guys. We playing 2 different games here." Okay, this will be a fun game tonight. It's homecoming and all that, and Trojans have not had a lot of fun this year so far, but this is going to be a fun game for UD. There's a young fellow on his knees trying to get back to catch this one, but could not. That's that Mosser. And Mike couldn't grab a hold of that one as he slipped down. The grass is, the field is a little more soggy than I thought so, as Waters again checking into the ball game. He'll replace number 74, and I think 74 might be that Long, or not Long, but well, I'll check him out here in a minute. Chubb, I think that is. At any rate, here's a 3rd down play now for Millersburg. Another high snap, but Hirsch handles it. He's looking, fires one down the left side. It is incomplete. Intended over there for number 7. Rick Joyce was the man intended, but 4th down coming up. 3 minutes, 24 seconds left. The clock stopped here now as they go on a 4th down play, and they're going to punt. Indians are going to punt this one. Ooh, another high snap, but he got it off nicely. And Kevin Motter, the only one back to receive this kick, and it bumps into Kevin, and Kevin will pick it up. And then he slides down anyway. Well, Kevin didn't exactly play that one the way he wanted to, but look at him. He's afraid to get up. Anyway, it's back at the 30-yard line where Kevin more or less downed that one, and I say more or less. He's wondering, what the heck did I do? He said he doesn't remember his brother, Tony the Tiger Motter, doing that last year, but that's all right. Here we go now on a 1st and 10. Ball at the 30-yard line of UDA. Trojans have 3 minutes, 12 seconds to hang on to that football if we can, or better yet, put a couple of more points on the scoreboard. The regular backfield in there now as, again, Jim Savage joins the lineup behind Nick Huffman there for UDA. Here comes Savage with it. Savage cutting it over this side, and a flag is thrown in there where a hold sometimes takes over. And another flag thrown. This flag here will be a unsportsmanlike against UDA. I won't tell you who it was against, but it's an unsportsmanlike against UD. Going to have to sort this one out. The official talking it over out here. This guy here threw the flag. And we'll see what happens. If it's a double penalty, they will tackle on the unsportsmanlike, irregardless of the other one, and in fact, including the other one. If they do, this will take the Trojans back around the 10-yard line or something. If it's two biggies, because that's the first one, will go to there. And will they then give another signal? I'm not sure. Where'd the referee get to? Oh, here he is. And then they're going to check out a half the distance, I guess, from there, because they're on the 16. So we have two of them, a personal foul and sportsmanlike conduct against UDA. And then the first one was holding. So that's going to take the ball all the way down here to the 8-yard line, where the Trojans will put it in play. Wow. So we've got a first and a mile. Up the middle with it comes Huffman. Nick Huffman got some running room as he bursts out here across the 15 to the 18-yard line. Nice run that time by Nick. Looked like Nick might have even gotten more out of that. He came flying out of there pretty nicely. There was a nice hole made in there that time by that Miller, I think it was, or Grafe, and Hunter, I think, might have opened up a spot for him that time. 68. Also that Justin Challenger opening up a hole for Nick that time on his side of that line. Second down and 22. Here comes Savage with it, and Jim cannot get away from a good leg tackle in there by that number 34, Gordon. Seth Gordon grabbing a hold of him and knocking him down. Third down coming up. Third and 22 now, looking at UD. Clock down, a minute and a half left here in this one. So the Trojans, they will indeed pick up their second win in 5 tries. Or 4 tries, rather. No, 5 tries. Here's Faust with it, and he slips down out here at the 30 or 25-yard line. And hold everything as the Millersburg calls time, I believe.
Timeout, Millersburg.
Timeout with 1:13 left in the game. On a 4th down play now, the Trojans will kick as Henninger sets himself up in punt formation. And here's his punt. Nice punt. Going to be taken in the fly at the 45, 50, down to the 45, the 40, the 35, the 30, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds over there by number 82, and we've got a penalty flag down and a man down, a Trojan down out here on that play. So we've got flags all over the place as tempers begin to flare probably out here, and these will probably end up as personal foul penalties. The rivalry and the nonsense, we'll call it that goes on sometimes with this ball game is just a little bit overstressed, I guess, as emotions run a little bit high with this meeting. But at any rate, we do have a Trojan down. We'll find out who it is here in just a second. And there are flags on the play. Joel Miller was a young fella injured on the play. And he is going to be helped off here. Now holding his ribs. He might have got a whack in the right rib cage the way it looks. So we hope Joel's going to be okay because he has played one heck of a ball game. And we had a clipping called against Millersburg on the play. And then the penalty comes back this way. Again, another misconduct call against UD will bring the ball to the Upper Dauphin 41-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for Millersburg. We've got 59 seconds remaining in the ball game, so Millersburg with a couple of plays to go here, and we'll keep it out here then for a moment afterwards just to make sure there's no nonsense goes on after the final buzzer here, because these guys are really starting to knock each other around. Trojans with a 3-man rush as they go into a pass prevent defense. Hirsch wants to throw. Now he's going to tuck it away. Well, now he's not sure. Now he's going to run it. Hirsch has got it. Good athlete, can really run, and he's going to be tackled on a nice tackle out here by Chris Smith. Chris Smith making a fine stop on him out here now. And it'll be second down and another flag thrown on the play. And again, you watch somebody will get tossed here yet. Penalty flag on the play as the fellas walk back. Now they're pointing at each other, and as the fellas walk back towards the huddle after the play had ended, that's when the flag was thrown. So something going on out here. Here's another personal foul call, unsportsmanlike conduct, this time against Millersburg. And Hirsch is still out here jawing with somebody for Millersburg, and so that one's going to cost them 15 and bring the ball back to the 50-yard line or something like that, I would think. Referee over here now trying to keep the teams cool, trying to get them to settle down. There's 37 seconds left here in the ball game, and they don't want this to get out of hand. And so far, it really hasn't. It's been mostly jawing, I think, out there. Of course, I'm not out there, so I have no clue as to any other illegal grabbing and pushing and shoving and whatever else might be going on. But nevertheless, takes the ball back to the 50-yard line with 37 seconds remaining here in the ball game. We will keep an eye on him, however. I don't know who's upset. It looked like Hirsch was upset after that play. Now timeout called by Millersburg.
32 seconds is all we have left in this one. The Trojans with a good victory, not necessarily convincing tonight, but they've certainly held down these Millersburg Indians, who have been held down before this year, coming in here with an 0-4 record. And so we've got the Trojan defense allowing 2 points, and that was, of course, the offense that gave up the 2 points tonight on the safety. So Coach Ayers, no matter what, has got to feel a whole lot better about this game than he did about that game last week over there in Halifax when we were pummeled by those Halifax Wildcats. So the Trojans deserve congratulations tonight for a victory. Now, if they can just remain cool out there and get this game over with, why, we'll be in good shape. Clock will not start until the play is underway. So we've got 32 seconds, maybe time for one or two if he's throwing and it's incomplete or whatever. Hirsch back to throw. He has protection, fires it over the middle. It is complete, or incomplete rather, as Nick Huffman jarred it loose out there. And, or he did have it. Nope, he had it, but he lost it. Huffman making a jarring stop out there for UD. Knocked that one loose with 25 seconds remaining. Second down, or third down rather, and third and 20. Let's see what kind of a snap he gets this time. Good snap. Back to throw. Fires one deep. Ball is out here. It is going to be incomplete. Intended out here for number 14, Helt. But knocked down out there as it goes out of bounds, and no chance of catching that one. So it'll bring up a fourth down for the Indians. Ken's got the boys working tonight. That Bammer Bats out there. He's got his defense pretty much under control tonight for sure. Okay, here's that fourth down play now. Millersburg will turn it over if they don't get anything on this one. Hirsch back to throw. Fires one down the left side. Man is out here. And it is knocked down as Laudenschläger got a hand on that one. So the Trojans will take over with just 9 seconds remaining here in the ball game. Nice pass defense out there by Laudenschläger that time. And UD will probably not run this ball. They'll probably just set on this one. And we'll see. One play remaining. Brian says, I'll kneel on it. You guys keep them off my back. So we'll see what happens. 9 seconds left. Ball at the 49-yard line of UD. We'll stay in here close. They're going to all line up close, as this is going to be just a shoving and a bumping. Nope, there it goes. And that's going to do it as everybody remains calm and cool, and that'll do it as the time will run out. Final score, UDA 18, and the Millersburg Indians 2. Good ball game. Congratulations to the Trojans tonight as they pick up their second victory here in the '99 season. And a
are successful at homecoming night. And that's always big because you get a nice crowd here, and they did have a good crowd out here tonight to see this ball game. It was kind of ragged at times for both squads, as neither one of them could generate much offense. But then the Trojans, in midway through the third quarter and throughout the fourth quarter, had everything under control and in their hands. So that was a good way to end this homecoming night ball game here at UD. So we'll pick them up next week when they have a big ball game coming up right here at home against those highly touted Lion Mountain Eagles. So we'll see if we can't play some good football next week. The return of Jimmy Savage to the lineup midway through the third quarter was inspiring, to say the least, and that means that perhaps if Jim is okay, he'll be back next week against those Lion Mountain Eagles, and surely we could use all the help we can get. So we'll see you then. Good night from UDA. Final score again, the Trojans 18, the Millersburg Indians 2. Good night.